Okay, welcome back to Entrepreneurship and Business Management in 5. This video, I want to look at the first paper of the question paper of November 2024. So we're going to start on the first question that we have on multiple choice questions, whereby it reads various options are given as possible and only the letter A to D next to the question. The following is not one of the major organizational, which is not a major organizational resource is occupational resource. So we have got B as the correct answer. So we go to 1.2, the two documents compiled from job analysis. So you'll see that according to job analysis, the two documents that should be compiled, we have the job description and also we have the job specification. So we have C as the correct response. Then we go to 1.3. 1.3 is the appendix of supporting material in a business plan include the following. So we have various responses given, but we'd see that it includes the copies of contract and leases, which is A. So we have A as the correct response. So we go to 1.4. This concept is not important when planning the capacity of your operation system. So the capacity basically describes the ability or the capability that the production processes has in producing the level of production that can be produced by the available resources. So basically that's the capacity. So we have C as the correct answer, which is a bottlenecks. So you see that a bottlenecks has no direct effect on the capacity of operations. But we could see that if you look at availability of raw materials, is also going to determine the capacity of your operations and best operating level also. And we have got economies of scale also determining. So we have C as the correct response that we have. Then we go to 1.5, which reads the habit of self-management that implies knowing where we are going is called. So we see that we have C, which is begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. So that's the correct response that we have. So moving on to the next part, which is going to be on true or false. So 2.1, centralized decisions are taken by supervisors daily in business operations. So we need to identify if it's true or false. But centralized decisions, basically, this is when most decisions are taken by senior managers. So when decisions are taken by senior managers or the management, we are talking about centralized decisions. So it's not done by supervisors, which makes the statement false. Then we go to second question. When customers pay their accounts, many businesses experience bad debts. So bad debts basically is explained as when debtors fail to pay the amount that they are owing. For example, the business sells goods on credit, and the people or businesses that are being sold goods to on credit becomes debtors. So when they fail to pay back the amount, if they become bad debts, they can become bad debts due to various reasons. For example, the person has died, can no longer be able to pay the money back, or the person has become bankrupt, has no money. So we regard that person as a bad debt. So according to our statement, you'd see that the statement becomes a false. Then we have got 2.3. A business exists in a vacuum. It is not surrounded by a management environment, which is false also. Once the business is opened and is operating, there is no need for a business plan. You'd see that the business plan is not only for businesses that are starting to operate. It can be uh, a business plan can be also be put when a business is already operating. Maybe there is a project that the business wants to undertake. It can be also a business plan. It can be introduced also. So basically, we are saying the statement that we are having is also false. 2.5, a capital expenditure budget is allocated for a short-term project. So this is false. Remember, a capital expenditure. Capital expenditure on its own, it is the payment with either cash or credit to purchase long-term physical or fixed assets used in a business. So basically, there is an element of purchasing long-term physical fixed assets. So basically, that's what we have, which makes our 2.546 is emphasizing on short-term project, which of which it is supposed to be a long-term project. So this one becomes again false. So we go to question 3. Choose a description from column B that matches an item in column A. Write only the letter A to L next to question number, that is 3.1 to 3.10 in the answer. So we have the first term that we have, which is charismatic. So you see that charismatic is basically a special quality that some people have, naturally, and that makes them able to influence other people. That's charismatic. So according to the responses given, we can also try to match in terms of explanations given, which is H becomes the correct response. Power that comes from your personality. So we have H as the correct response. Then moving on to 3.2, Herzberg theory. You'll see that Herzberg theory consists of motivation and hygiene factors. That's the basic description of Herzberg theory. So according to our responses, we can see that our responses are ranging from A going down to our L. So according to responses, you've got K, which says focuses on the job and working conditions of a person. So we have K as the correct response on 3.2. We'll go to 3.3, element of the cover page of the business plan. Element of the cover page of the business plan. So you'll see that according to responses given, we have got the name, the logo, contact details, and address of the business should be on the cover page. So we have L as the correct response. Moving on to 3.4, costs associated with granting quality control. Costs associated with granting quality control, you'd see that we have appraisal costs, which is E, which is the correct response. Then we have got a mission, whereby the mission statement basically is a form of summary of the aims and values of the company. That's a basic description that you can give in terms of mission statement, whereby you say it's a formal summary of the aims and values of the company. So according to the responses given, you'll see that we have got a written statement that gives direction. So it also explains mission. Then we've got part of marketing plan. So part of marketing plan is also to make located. So a 3.7, factor influencing the selection of supply. We have got various factors that we take into consideration when we are selecting supplier. For example, the capability of the supplier to match the demands of our business in terms of are they able to supply at the levels that we require. So, but if you check according to our responses, I would see that we have C, which is credit policy, which is also going to explain the credit terms, how long are we going to pay back the amount. So those are some of. So we have C as our correct response. And moving on to 3.8, which is technology. Technology. So according to response given, we can also try to identify. This can be explained. The scientific knowledge to improve production can also be technology. So we say social responsibility. So in social responsibility, basically, it is an ethical concept in which a person or a business works and cooperates with other people. That's a corporate responsibility. Or we are saying they cooperate with other people in organizations for the benefit of the community. So anything that is done by the business for the benefit of the community becomes social responsibility. So we have, according to our responses, we have got F, act in the best interest of your environment and society as well. So we have F as the correct response. So 3.10, we've got incompetent. So when we are talking about incompetent, it means a worker that is regarded as incompetent. We are saying that worker is not qualified to act in a particular capacity, or are not having or showing the necessary skills to do something successfully, or basically not stable to perform its function. So basically, those are the descriptions of being incompetent. So according to responses given, we can also try to see lack of ability or skill. So that's what we have on that part. And then we'll move on to the next part, which is now on definition of terms, whereby the first definition that we have is ethics. So ethics is basically the ability to identify what is right and wrong. You should be able to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. So basically, we are saying the moral guideline that tells us what is right and wrong is uh, ethics. So we can try to put it down. So this is the basic description that we have in terms of ethics, the moral guideline that tells us what is right and wrong. So moving on to the second term that we have that we want to define, we have authority. So we can also try to define authority. So also authority basically is having the power or right to do something. So having the power or right to do something is authority. So we can define it within that context. So moving on to the next step, we've got trade unions, but you know that trade unions works on behalf, they represent our workers, or they work on behalf of the workers in terms of representation of the workers' welfare. So basically, we are saying a trade union represents employees from a specific industry and negotiates collectively on behalf of employees on that specific industry. So this is the explanation that we have. We are saying. So we are saying trade unions represent workers and negotiates collectively on behalf of employees, which are the workers. So basically, that's what we have in terms of trade union. We'll move on to the next part, whereby we have signage. Signage basically. So on signage, we are saying it is a way of working together as a team for the best result. So when we have the act of working together so that we have better results. We call that synergy. So basically, that's the basic description that we have in terms of synergy. So basically, this is the description that we have in terms of synergy. Then we move on to the next one, which is not breaking the point. So breaking the point basically is a point where we have total expenses equal to total revenue. In other words, that's a point where the business is making neither a profit nor a loss. So we are saying the profit that is being made is zero. At break-even point, that is the total expenses will be equal to the total revenue. So we are going to have a profit of zero. So that's what we have in terms of break-even point. So we can try to break it down by saying it is when the total expenses needed to operate the business are equal to the total revenue generated by the business. So basically, this is the description that we can give. This is break-even point. So basically, this is what we have in terms of the break-even point, which is the last question that we have according to our first paper of November 2024. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. And please don't forget to subscribe and share to our channel, and share the link to our colleagues who are doing EP and A5. As for this video, I'm signing out. Let's meet again in the next video.